Hey.
All right.
Welcome to Waldo S. Tippin Gymnasium for CUTV Sports Action. You are here watching men's basketball, the Clarion Golden Eagles versus the Lakers of Mercyhurst. Ian Hunter joined by Matt Catrillo for this PSAC West action. Matt, it's good to be back.
It is good to be back. This is a very good matchup here tonight between Clarion and Mercyhurst. Clarion's playoff lives on the line tonight.
The Golden Eagles come into this game not faring all that well. They have a 5-16 record for Ron Ryder and only 3-14 in the PSAC West. Not a very good record, but Matt, it's hard to say we didn't expect that. It's been a difficult year for starting lineups for Coach Ron Ryder. He's had at least 10 different starting combinations this season. Only 3 players have not played this season.
And that's really typical, though, of Ron Ryder in his 25 years here. Ian, he's using 10 different starters 12 times in his last 25 years here, and they last used 10 in 2011. So really not that all surprising from Coach Ryder, but the way the team has played this year, it's really not surprising.
But I think most of it this year is just trying to find playmakers. He's had such a problem trying to find playmakers. But Matt, let's go right now. Let's go over to your keys of the game where playmakers are going to need to make some plays.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about it. First is carry the defensive effort. And you have to take that second half from the IUP game on Saturday, is that they played extremely tight defense, forced a lot of IUP turnovers late that helped Clarion pull back within 6 after being down by as many as 20. Bring that momentum and energy into this game here tonight against Mercyhurst. Second is establish the transition game. That'll come off of playing some great defense. Coach Ryder said during the preseason this team wanted to be a get-out-and-run type of team, and we haven't seen that this entire year. One of the reasons why this team is 5-16 overall, 3-14 in the division. And last but not least, this has harped the Golden Eagles for the last couple of years, especially this year, and it's going to be key against Mercyhurst this year, this game tonight, as they are 4th nationally in free throw shooting at 77.4%. So the Golden Eagles are going to have to try and match that tonight at the free throw line.
The Golden Eagles have to try to get to the line. They've had problems moving the ball. They are 5-16, Matt. That is nowhere near a good record, but the Golden Eagles still have slim, might I add, playoff hopes. But they can end tonight. If Cal U wins their game this evening, Clarion's out. If Clarion loses tonight, they're out of the playoff hunt. So a little bit of an incentive for the Golden Eagles to play tonight. They must win, and they probably have to win out if they want to even come close to sniffing the playoffs. But at this point, I would like to say it's probably pretty unlikely.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely, and they definitely have to win out and get some help from Cal. California tonight is at IUP, so that's a tough matchup for them. But nonetheless, you have to take care of your own business first. You put yourself in this position, so therefore you got to pull yourself back out from the big hole that you've committed this year, or built. So the Golden Eagles are going to have to do that tonight.
So one the Golden Eagles are going to look for to help them along is going to be Mike Kromka. He's had a fantastic season, the 6'6" junior forward, averaging 12.6 a game, 28th in Division II in rebound percentage. That's rebounds per game. That's 9.1 a contest. He's having a fantastic season. That is also 4th in the PSAC.
Yeah, and Kromka really has had some tough battles down low, facing a lot of guys that are 5-6 inches taller than him this year. A lot of big men here in the PSAC. He just dealt with a lot of tall guys against IUP on Saturday against Liberty Rock, 6'10" Luis Santos. So he's really done the job this year for the Golden Eagles, one of the few bright spots from this tough season.
Now we're going to send it to the national anthem. And we're getting set for the starting lineups here at Waldo West Tippin Gymnasium. What will the Golden Eagles be able to do tonight? Will they be able to end this prolonged winter of a season, or will we see glimpses of spring? We shall find out tonight against the 14-9 Mercyhurst Lakers. This Mercyhurst Lakers team, Matt, they just had a big comeback from behind win against Slippery Rock in their last contest. This is a tough team, a very skilled team. Here's their starting lineup. Number 2, Paul Bilbo will be their center man at 6'9", 235 pounds. Number 3, Jonathan Wengen, the guard at 6'4", 200 pounds. Number 15, Callan Daly, another guard at 6'4". He's a sophomore at 165 pounds. Number 23, Gene Onana. He's another guard, 6'2", 180 pounds. And finally, number 32, Luis Leon, the 6'5", 210-pound senior forward from Brazil.
And Jonathan Wengen there, Ian, in the last game against Clarion back in January, where Clarion blew an 11-point lead to lose that game. A game-high 16 points. And also one of the guys, Luis Leon from Brazil, had 15 points in that matchup. So those are 2 guys to look out for as they'll try to repeat those performances from that last game at Mercyhurst in January.
The starting lineup for the Golden Eagles of Clarion: number 5, Marcus Jones. Number 11, Corey Belovich. Number 12, Mike Kromka, the 6'5" forward who we mentioned earlier. He's from Monroeville. Number 21, Leonard Patterson, the 5'10" senior guard from Cleveland, Ohio. Needs to have a big game tonight. He's had spurts of brilliance, but needs to put it together for a full 40 minutes. And finally, number 35, the transfer student from Princeton, Aaron Johnson. 6'4", 210 pounds, the redshirt freshman from Moon Township, Pennsylvania, just outside Coraopolis. Aaron Johnson has been quite the boost that this team was looking for in its midseason. It hasn't really coincided with wins, but he's been a spark nonetheless, and the Golden Eagles are very high on Aaron Johnson, Matt.
Absolutely, and he's really made their offense flow a lot better. He's a very good shooter. He's knocked a lot of shots down from beyond the arc, which has helped Clarion. Really haven't had too much from that. They expected that from Marcus Jones, but again, they haven't gotten that from him this year. So he's been a really good fit for the Golden Eagles offense, but unfortunately it still hasn't given Clarion enough wins as we only have 5 coming into tonight.
The Golden Eagles ending their huddle, moving to center court for tonight's tip-off. It will be Kromka versus Bilbo in the center for the tip-off. The 6'9" Bilbo obviously towering over the 6'4" Kromka. Here's the tip. Kromka loses the battle. It's in the hands of Mercyhurst. Wagan passes it off. It's up near the point again. Leon gets it down low. Takes it back out. So quick offense for the Mercyhurst Lakers. A quick three-point attempt is no good. Rebound picked up by Corey Belovich.
The way to start for the Golden Eagles defensively, forcing the missed shot and getting the quick rebound, and now they're on offense for the first time.
Leonard Patterson has the ball. Gets the ball to Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones moving to the far side of the court. Gives the ball to Corey Belovich. Belovich having a fine second half of his season. Leonard Patterson kicks the ball off to Johnson. Johnson, quick 2 points. It'll fall. 2 points for the Golden Eagles.
And Ian, one of the reasons why that Aaron Johnson has made this offense flow better. He's so good coming off the screen in a catch and shoot kind of situation, and you saw that right there with that mid-range jumper.
And Wagan is called for the travel. He's looking to pass the ball to Gene Onana. Wagan, 6'4", 200 pounds. Lost the ball, now in the hands of Marcus Jones of the Golden Eagles. Jones gives it to Johnson. Johnson working against Wagan, gives the ball to Belovich. Belovich gives the ball to Kromka. Kromka gives the ball to Patterson in the corner. Patterson looking for someone, gives the ball to Marcus Jones, back to Belovich. Belovich tries to find some room, kicks it out to Lenny Patterson. Lenny is fouled. It's going to be on number 15, Callan Daly, the sophomore from Bowie, Maryland. the first foul of the game. Marcus Jones inbounds. Gives the ball to Belovich. Belovich gives it immediately to Lenny Patterson, and Lenny Patterson is setting up the play for the Golden Eagles. Patterson gives it to Jones. Jones back to Patterson. Patterson trying to fight through the double team, gives the ball to Belovich. Belovich kicks it in the corner. Three ball is up. Three ball doesn't even hit the rim. It's going to go out of bounds off Mercyhurst, so Clarion will retain possession. Lenny Patterson's three-point attempt didn't even hit the rim on its way down. Still a 2-0 lead for the Golden Eagles. Belovich inbounds quickly to Lenny Patterson. Lenny Patterson gives it to Kromka, and Kromka fights through some physical defense. Doesn't hit the rim himself. Mercyhurst in transition. They nearly lose the ball. They'll reset up the play with Wagan. Onana for three. No good. Rebound picked up by Kromka. Kromka kicks it out to Jones. Jones gives it to Belovich. Belovich trying to find some room. Puts it up. No good. Rebound goes out of bounds. And I believe it's going to stay with the Golden Eagles. It will.
And again, Corey Belovich, one of the reasons why he's been starting and has had a great second half season. Really battles hard for a rebound. Obviously doesn't have the biggest size in the world, but he has great athletic ability and great strength. And that's why he's able to corral some of those tough rebounds.
Marcus Jones for three. It's good. Marcus Jones has had a streaky season. Maybe hasn't quite been what Coach Ron Ryder hoped he would be at the beginning of the year. Hits a big shot there, though. Mercyhurst trying to answer. No good. Rebound is smacked out of the hands of Bilbo, and that ball is picked up by Kromka, who gives it to Lenny Patterson. Patterson gives it to the top of the key where Marcus Jones has the ball. Johnson has it in the corner, back to Corey Belovich. Now to Lenny Patterson. Lenny Patterson pulls up, shoots. No good.
Tough shot there by Lenny Patterson, trying to shoot over a guy that's way bigger than him. Doesn't go for it there, but good ball movement on that possession by the Golden Eagles, as they've done all year, but just haven't been able to finish shots.
Wagan gives the ball to Onana. Onana threw that ball back to Bilbo. Bilbo gives it to Wagan. Wagan down low to Leon. Leon puts it up. It's good. Mercyhurst is on the board, 5-2 with 16:30 remaining in this first half. Johnson goes to the hoop. He's denied, but the foul will be called on Leon. That's the second team foul on the Lakers. 5-2, a real barn burner we have here, huh, Matt?
Yeah, so far it's been a defensive struggle, and that was a nice baseline drive by Aaron Johnson, and he's had a good start to this game so far, and he finds himself going to the free throw line. Really, the Golden Eagles couldn't have asked for pretty much no more than a better start here, as they've held until about 3.5 minutes into this ball game, and they fell Mercyhurst scoreless, and they jumped out to a 6-2 lead. So this is the kind of start the Golden Eagles needed.
Johnson hits both free throws, 7-2, the Golden Eagles lead. Wagan has the ball. He gives it off to Onana. Back to Wagan. Wagan working against Belovich. Kicks it out. That's a deep two. It's attempted, and it's good. Callan Daly, the sophomore guard, hit the jump shot, makes it 7-4. Golden Eagles moving the ball around. Gives it down low to Johnson. Johnson kicks up Belovich for three. Good! A 6-point lead for the Golden Eagles, 10-4.
Belovich, too, another reason why he's been in the starting lineup as of late. He really shoots the ball well from beyond the arc. He had a season-high 14 points to go with 3 rebounds and an assist in the last matchup against IUP on Saturday.
He has the hot hand. Right now the ball is in the hands of Wagan, and he loses the ball. It goes off the hands of Leonard Patterson, so possession will remain with the Lakers. And we're going to have our first media timeout. Matt, another big reason why the Golden Eagles are 5-16 this year. Clarion is one of the worst teams in Division II shooting the ball. Now that hasn't been exactly evident tonight so far with their 10-4 lead with 15:30 remaining in this half. But let me give you some numbers. They are 279th out of 285 teams in field goal percentage, 273rd in points per game. Their guards are only shooting 35.4% on the season. And when you don't have good guard play and you're running a smaller team, there's the reason for your season woes right there.
That exactly, and the reason why I think Coach Ryder wanted to establish a transition game so you don't have to count and rely on as many shots to make during a ball game, but that comes from good defense, and that hasn't been very consistent either from the Golden Eagles this year. So when you have to rely on that and take that many shots, sometimes that'll happen. And when you brought in some shooters like Marcus Jones this year, the transfer from the Jersey Institute of Technology, you guys like Aaron Johnson who just came in, Corey Belovich has been so-so, but in this second half stretch has been well. It's been kind of shocking that the Golden Eagles guard play has not been that great shooting the ball.
Lakers inbound the ball and get the ball at the top of the key. Daly gives the ball off, and now it's back in the hands of Wagan, the point guard. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and the Lakers find a nice and open Gene Onana underneath the hoop. A breakdown in the Golden Eagles defense, as you just alluded to, Matt, has been a big problem for the Golden Eagles this year.
And that was a tough break right there, Ian. Only 2 seconds, 1 second on the shot clock, and Onana just got away from his man, was wide open to finish the bucket and pull Mercyhurst within 4. Tough break there for the Golden Eagles defensively because that was pretty sound, but wasn't sound all the way through.
Lenny Patterson, ball in hand. Trying to find some room, gets the pick from Johnson, gives the ball back off to Johnson. Johnson for 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Leon. Mercyhurst quickly moves up the floor. Wagan will give the ball off to Onana. Onana will give it right back to Wagan. 23 seconds on the shot clock. 3-point attempt is up, no good. Rebound is picked up by Mercer. Shot put right back up, no good. Rebound picked up by Leon. Leon to the hoop, draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
And that was a big problem, Ian, for the Golden Eagles in their last game against IUP. Giving up so many offensive rebounds kills you in those types of situations, especially when you're an undersized team. It killed them against IUP, and one of the reasons why IUP got out to a marvelous type of a lead as they did, although the Golden Eagles fought back. But it's going to hurt them again in this game tonight against Mercyhurst, again, undersized as they've been all year, if they keep giving up 1, 2, 3 offensive rebounds and allowing any opportunity for second chance points.
That foul was called on Mike Kromka, and that's a guy that cannot have in any sort of foul troubles. Kromka, he's been their entire team this year with the guard play being as bad as it was. And Leon hits his first free throw.
But you know what, Ian, if it gets to that point for Mike Kromka, hopefully it won't for the Golden Eagles, but Drew Vandermeer, 6'6", 185 senior right here from Clarion, PA forward, he stepped in against IUP and did fairly well just to give Mike Kromka some rest, because he really was wrestling hard down in the post with all those tall players from IUP. Drew Vandermeer did a good job, knew his position on the court, got some tough rebounds, made some good assists here and there on the offensive end, and didn't take too many horrible shots. And that's something that Drew Vandermeer is going to have to do tonight if he's put into that position again.
After being up by 6 points, the Golden Eagles now only lead by 2, 10-8 with 14 minutes remaining in this first half. Marcus Jones gives the ball to Aaron Johnson, Johnson to Patterson. Lenny moves to the top of the key, passes the ball up to Belovich. Belovich for 3, it's good. The efficient shot in the corner is good for Corey Belovich.
Another big shot there by Corey Belovich again, and again proving why he's had a hot streak as of late, and he is inserted into the starting lineup. Another big shot there by Corey Belovich.
Keith Ellington has the ball for the Mercyhurst Lakers. He gives the ball off, and it's an air ball. Ball falls right into the hands of Lenny Patterson, who works up the floor, gives the ball to Marcus Jones. Jones gets a man to jump, puts the ball up, no good. Rebound picked up by Aaron Johnson. Ball's blocked right in the hands of Kromka, who finishes.
Good solid play down low for Aaron Johnson, one of the taller guys that was able to fight for an offensive rebound. Some of the Golden Eagles are going to have to try and do maybe to get themselves in rhythm a little bit more offensively. Mike Kromka knocks down the mid-range jumper.
And it's stolen by Lenny Patterson. Lenny trying to get his footing, puts it up, it's good.
Now here's one guard here, Ian, like Lenny Patterson. We've talked about throughout the season of how poor of a shooting the guards have been. As you see here on Lenny Patterson, off the steal, finishing nicely, trying to gain his footing, and he did to finish it and give Clarion a 15-8 lead with 12:55 to go. But even we talked about during the season, not one of these guards here for Clarion on their roster have really stepped up this
And we
season.
really did think it was going to be Lenny Patterson.
As the go-to guy. It was supposed to be Lenny Patterson. Maybe we thought Marcus Jones, maybe even Calvin Edwards here and there. But again, we haven't seen that from anybody. And as you just said, I thought Lenny Patterson would be that person. He's a great senior leader. He's a great scrapper defensively, as you saw on that last play right there, finishing for 2. Kind of shocking that he hasn't really stepped up that way this year, but it's been just very inconsistent all around in the Clarion guard play, but especially for the senior leader like Lenny Patterson.
Calvin Edwards checks in for Marcus Jones. Mercyhurst will inbound. They are down 17-8, a 9-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Mercyhurst tries to set things up. Ball is in the hands of number 11, Keith Ellington. Ellington gives the ball off to number 20, Andy Hoying. Leon passes the ball off. Mercyhurst is trying to find some space in the Golden Eagles defense. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Mercyhurst running out of time. They go to the hoop. And the ball's out of the hands, stolen by Aaron Johnson.
Lenny Patterson, Ian, came out of nowhere to swat that away. And again, we talked about him being possibly one of the guys, the go-to guy, but how it's been inconsistent this year. And you saw another great defensive play by Lenny Patterson, something that has been one of his strengths throughout his entire career here in Clarion.
Foul is going to be called there on number 20, Andy Hoying, a 6'5" freshman from Anna, Ohio. The Golden Eagles have to inbound. Lenny Patterson passes the ball off to Calvin Edwards. He has to hustle back and grab it before it goes out of bounds. 12 minutes remaining in this first half. Patterson gives the ball to Edwards. Edwards gets that ball back, gives it to Belovich, and finds Lenny in the corner. Lenny kicked that ball out. Looked like Lenny had some time to make a play. Nine seconds on the shot clock. Lenny gives it to Kromka, and a big dunk for Kromka. Great job, though, by Lenny Patterson, who really set up that entire play, drew the defense over wonderfully.
Lenny Patterson is just making plays so far, Ian, and it's really helped the Golden Eagles kind of get jump-started. Exactly the start that they were looking for, up by 11, their largest of the ball game.
11:24 remaining in this first half. The Golden Eagles playing very well offensively right now, thanks to their guards, believe it or not. Two-pointer hit by number 11, Keith Ellington. It draws the Mercyhurst Lakers to within 9. Ball's in the hand of Kromka. Now in the hands of Lenny Patterson, back to Kromka. Kromka gives the ball to Johnson low. Johnson tries to draw the foul, and he does. He'll go to the line for 2.
And the way the Golden Eagles have been aggressive attacking and in the attack mode offensively, going down low, getting some nice drives, whether it's on the baseline or through the middle. Aaron Johnson's done a very good job of that. So has Lenny Patterson and Corey Belovich tonight. That's another good way to send it down low and to force.
So we have a media timeout. We're going to send it to a commercial break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Golden Eagles basketball on CUTV.
Oh, are you going out tonight?
I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work.
That's so gay.
Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia.
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say?
Welcome back to Waldo S. Tippin Gymnasium. 11 minutes remaining in this first half. The Golden Eagles leading 19-10. And Matt, we talked earlier about the shooting woes of this team. The guards not playing well. It's been all guards for the Golden Eagles, and they're shooting very well.
It has been. Corey Belovich has hit some huge threes in this ball game. Got a couple of nice defensive rebounds. Lenny Patterson's made some great defensive plays. Had a nice alley-oop to Mike Kromka. So the guard play so far so good for the Golden Eagles.
Aaron Johnson, the redshirt freshman, standing at 6'4", 210 pounds, is at the line for 2. And he hits his first one. Aaron Johnson is a player that I believe this Golden Eagles team can really build around. And he hits both free throws. Puts the Golden Eagles back up by 11. And Lenny Patterson nearly had that ball taken away again. Lenny Patterson is feeling it in this first half. Wigan passes the ball off to number 21, Terrence Ingram. Ingram back around, and Mercyhurst passing the ball around. 3-ball attempt is up. It's good. Number 1, Bo Samuelson, the 6'1" freshman from Perth, Australia. Hits the 3. Makes it an 8-point advantage for the Golden Eagles. Calvin Edwards gives the ball to Lenny Patterson with 10.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Anthony Baker, who checked in during the TV timeout. Passes the ball again. Lenny Patterson puts it down to Crumpke, who has it go right between his legs. And the ball goes out of bounds. A nice feed by Lenny Patterson. But it went right through the legs of Mike Crumpke.
Goal to Bill Buckner right there.
Yeah, no other way to describe that one, right between his legs. Marcus Jones checks in for the Golden Eagles with 10:09 remaining in this first half. 21-13 the Golden Eagles lead. Mercyhurst trying to set up another offensive possession. Quick pull-up shot for Mercyhurst. It's no good. Rebound picked up by Bilbo, who's fouled. And don't let the last name confuse you. Paul Bilbo is nowhere near a hobbit. 6'9", 235 pounds. The redshirt juniors from Hempstead, New York. And he can be a dominant player for this Mercyhurst squad. First foul on Aaron Johnson. And that first shot for Bilbo is good.
And that's another player right there besides Mike Crumpke, Ian, that you don't want to see get into foul trouble, and that being Aaron Johnson. You see Mike Crumpke coming out now for and Evan Battle coming in for the first time tonight. Those 4 guys right there got to watch themselves in terms of foul trouble, because that's really Clarion's only guy, as we talked about in the open, as far as size is concerned.
And Evan Battle picks up that rebound, gives the ball to Marcus Jones. Evan Battle provides some size for the Golden Eagles. 3-point attempt is no good for Jones. And now Daly moves up the floor for Mercyhurst, gives the ball to Wigan. Wigan is being covered by Anthony Baker, the transfer from Lockhaven. Daly against Edwards, trying to find some space, kicks it ball out. And the ball is not quite taken away. It is at the end, but a foul is going to be called.
I think it's going to be an offensive foul here on the Lakers.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
The Mercyhurst coach here, Coach Gary Mankel, his 19th season, looking for the call. I don't think he's actually
he's not going to get it.
I don't think so either, but a big break there for the Golden Eagles.
Anthony Baker has the ball taken right away from him, and this time the foul will be called, I believe, on Baker. Yes, it will be on Baker.
Tough break there for the Golden Eagles. You see Baker looks for a pass, getting tight defense from Colin Daly, and Daly forces the turnover. Baker should have just backed up, reset the offense again, and try to go for it. Can't afford to make a turnover there after you just got a call to go your way against a team like Mercyhurst.
And they're going to call a foul. Evan Battle went height for height with Luis Leon. And Evan Battle, and a very aggressive player, very tough player underneath, but he has the ability to shoot mid-range jump shots, Matt, and that's what makes him a special player.
Well, we've seen him hit some three-pointers in a couple of games here for the Golden Eagles, so he's got a wide-range game, shall we say, and it's really the deep to mid-range jumper, and we see in the three-pointers we see occasionally really adds it to the dangerous part of his game.
Leon for his second free throw. Golden Eagles leading 21-15 with 9:07 remaining in this first half. He hits it, makes it 21-16. Marcus Jones will set up the offense for the Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles just trying to play the ball around the perimeter. Calvin Edwards, he has the ball now. Gives it down low to Battle, gives it to Johnson, who draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for two.
Would have been nice there if Johnson could finish it, but nonetheless, he's going to be able to force another foul on Mercyhurst. They're fifth of the ball game. You see right there,
And just look at the passing of the Golden Eagles right here. Really, I think they were just trying to mesmerize Mercyhurst, and they were able to do so. And just watch Johnson near the top. Saw at the end of the replay, he was open. He cut right down the lane. And now he's at the line. He hit his first free throw, making it 22-16, a 6-point lead for the Golden Eagles of Clarion. 8:43 remaining.
And what a great pass, too. Double teamed by Evan Battle behind the back on the bounce pass to give Johnson that opportunity.
Johnson hits his second free throw, makes it 23-16. The Golden Eagles have been nearly flawless in this first half. Mercyhurst trying to fight back. They've been down this entire contest, and the Golden Eagles are fighting for the ball, and I believe Aaron Johnson is the man who comes out with it. He does.
As you see on the replay here, Ian, Evan Battle laying out for the loose ball.
For lack of a better term, he's battling for the ball.
Yeah, no pun intended there. But it's true that he did, and that gets another Mercyhurst turnover for the Golden Eagles. Probably the best defensive effort I've seen from them thus far this season.
And Evan Battle nearly loses the ball. He's going to pass the ball to Jones. Jones for three at the corner. It's good.
Big shot by Marcus Jones, getting the Golden Eagles double-digit lead back. And we talked about him again, time and time again this season, Ian. Inconsistent from where he's known to shooting, that's beyond the arc. But when he's hot, though, he's hot. And he had 17 straight points for a season-high 20 in the last game against Mercyhurst in January.
Wagan has the ball. He's going to pass it to number 4, Sean Baines. Gives that ball to Leon, who passes the ball off. Wagan again has it, passes the ball off. It's a three-point attempt for the big man. It's good. Luis Leon for three, the 6'5" senior.
Big answer there by Leon after the big three by Marcus Jones to keep Mercyhurst within striking distance here of the Golden Eagles.
Marcus Jones again for three, no good. Rebound picked up. It's good. Evan Battle. And it's one of those games, Matt, where Mike Kromka has not had to have a huge impact. The rest of the team's playing very well.
Absolutely, and Evan Battle easily won that battle down low with Luis Leon.
And a breakdown in the Golden Eagles defense there. Sean Baines, the 6'9" freshman, did a good job of finding some space, and that cuts the lead, 28-21. The Golden Eagles lead with under 7 to play in this first half. The Golden Eagles just passing the ball around, trying to mesmerize the Lakers at Mercyhurst. Lenny Patterson pulls up with under a couple seconds left on the shot clock. He can't get it to go, and that ball goes out of bounds. And it will stay with the Golden Eagles, but they only have 2 seconds on the shot clock, and we have another media timeout. So let's talk a little bit about a couple of these big names you're seeing from the Mercyhurst Lakers. A couple players from overseas. 4 in all have been born outside of the country. They are Jonathan Wagan, who's born in France. We have number 23, Jean Onana, who's born in Cameroon. Luis Leo was born in Brazil. Jonathan, as we said, Wagan. Bo Samuelson, born in Australia. Only a couple of those guys have been born in Pennsylvania. One is Bobby Spuden. The other one is Danny Moyer. So a lot of diversity in this Mercyhurst squad. But right now, they are having trouble finding some chemistry, and the Golden Eagles have been having all of that. Just a great all-around effort, and they've really allowed Mike Kromka to do some different things. He hasn't been nearly as dominant tonight, but that's only because the rest of his team is playing so well that he doesn't have to. He can kind of play his game.
Well, his other two partners in crime, shall we say, Evan Battle and Aaron Johnson, have been winning a lot of tough battles down low, and that's really helped Kromka. And the
Golden Eagles were able to get a reset on that shot clock. So they have a full one to work with Kromka taking a two-pointer, no good. Rebound is picked up by Mercyhurst. And here comes the transition. Mercyhurst will cut things off and set up the play. Wiegand Working against Lenny Patterson, gives the ball off to Daly. Daly gives that ball off to Onana. Onana gives it back to Wagan. Under 6 minutes to play, 5:49 in this first half. Golden Eagles leading by 7. Mercyhurst trying to dissect a very tough defensive performance the Golden Eagles are putting together. 3 seconds on the shot clock is no good. Rebound picked up by Calvin Edwards. Edwards gives it to Marcus Jones. Jones gives the ball back to Calvin. Calvin back to Jones. The Golden Eagles are going to set this one up. Kromka passes it out to Lenny Patterson, who kicks it to Jones, who's open for 3. Good!
What a great find by Lenny Patterson. He had some room to take the jump shot, but then he saw Marcus Jones wide open, ready to shoot. Nice bounce pass to Marcus Jones, who knocks it down for 3 and gives the Golden Eagles a 10-point lead. A great find by the senior guard, Lenny Patterson.
5 minutes to play in this first half. The Golden Eagles playing their best basketball of the season. No argument there. Daly working against Edwards. Gives the ball off to Bilbo. Bilbo to Onana. Onana against Marcus Jones. Gives that ball off. And Bilbo working against Kromka. Has the size advantage but can't find the hoop. And the rebound is picked up by Kromka.
Strong play from Kromka there, Mike, as you see him shoot here.
And that's no good. Rebound is picked up by the Mercyhurst Lakers.
As Kromka on that last defensive possession came flying in and easily won that against Bilbo.
Rebound is picked up by Calvin Edwards. Calvin gonna relax, take his time, gives the ball to Jones. Jones gives the ball to Calvin, who's open. No good. Rebound is picked up by Leon. Good look for Calvin Edwards, but it was no good. And a timeout is called by Gary Manchel of Mercyhurst. Took him a couple of seconds to get the timeout, but he finally got it. It'll be a 30-second timeout. 31-21 is the score, and you might be able to hear Coach Manchel on our headsets. He is laying into his team right now, and he really has every right to. They're not playing well. The Golden Eagles are finally getting good guard play is a big reason for this Mercyhurst frustration.
Absolutely, and Coach Manchel has every right to be mad at him, certainly. Not a very good effort here from Mercyhurst, who still has something to play for as far as seeding is concerned here tonight. The Golden Eagles is trying to keep their playoff hopes alive, so they're just trying to play, more nonchalantly, shall we say, at this point of the season. So Coach Manchel has every right to be upset with his players right now. This is a critical point too, Ian, in this first half. Golden Eagles have had a tendency not to finish the first half very well and kind of kill the momentum that they gained from the start of the first half right here. And coming out of this timeout, don't be surprised to see Mercyhurst come out with a storm and see if the Golden Eagles can weather that storm.
3:40 remaining in this first half. Three-pointer is up. Three-pointer takes a couple bounces and is good. Leon gets it to roll. The Golden Eagles, as Matt just said, seem to have some slides late in first halves. They try to avoid that here. Ball's in the hand of Aaron Johnson. Johnson back to Marcus Jones. Jones down to Kromka. Kromka tries to find some room, gets the ball back, and that ball is going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Golden Eagles. Anderson called it staying with the Golden Eagles with the ball in the hands of Kromka when it went out of bounds.
Well, at first I thought he stepped on the baseline. That would have sent it back to Mercyhurst's way, but I guess the ball must have hit off a Mercyhurst player, which to me would be an interesting call. Exactly, because I don't think it ever touched the player.
Defying some physics laws for that call if that ball went off a Mercyhurst player. But nonetheless, we have immediate timeout. This is a battle of the very experienced coaches. 46 years between Coach Ron Ryder and Mercyhurst coach Gary Manchel. Manchel has been with the Mercyhurst Lakers for 19 years, 293 wins. Coach Ron Ryder, 27 years, 419 wins, 712 wins between the two of them. Very experienced coaches who know what they're doing, and their team's histories reflect that. Two very solid programs.
Absolutely, Ian. And when you see these two great coaches battle year in and year out, it's always great to see the great chess matches, especially when the games are tight, and which has been this game for the most part. The Golden Eagles have been able to get out to a double-digit lead here and there, but Mercyhurst, every time they've seen that situation, they fought back to get back within striking distance. So it's going to be a chess match throughout the rest of this ball game. It's going to be interesting to see which coach comes out on top.
31-24, the Golden Eagles will get the inbound after a bizarre physics experiment went awry for the referees. And now it's going to go into the hands of Lenny Patterson, who's fouled. A very late call. Looked like the referee had to think about it for a moment. And Lenny Patterson hit the floor pretty hard. He seems to be favoring his hip.
Good foul taken there by Lenny Patterson.
So 3:13 remaining in this first half. Marcus Jones working down the floor. Onana is guarding him. He gives the ball up to Johnson. Johnson finds Kromka. Or excuse me, that's Corey Belovich. Belovich gives it to Kromka, who gives it cross court to Marcus Jones for three is good. Marcus Jones having quite the evening from beyond the arc. .245 remaining. Mercer's trying to fight back. Patterson got caught in the wash. Wasn't able to get there for defense, and Marcus Jones grabs the rebound, gets caught in the corner, calls timeout. A 10-point lead for the Golden Eagles, 2:37 remaining.
Great find by Mike Kromka. Marcus Jones wide open for three, hitting the deep three-pointer from way downtown to give the Golden Eagles a 10-point lead. Marcus Jones having himself a very good ball game, especially from beyond the arc, something that has been very inconsistent this year from Marcus Jones, but nonetheless, tonight, so far so good.
The guard play for the Golden Eagles has been spectacular. I know we talked about them only shooting 30-some% from the field, but that has not been the case this evening. Most of their scoring has come from the guards.
Absolutely. From Lenny Patterson to Marcus Jones, that we just saw a minute ago, to Corey Belovich also. Everybody is contributing for the Golden Eagles tonight.
2.5 minutes remaining in this first half, 34-24, the Golden Eagles lead. Kromka trying to find some space. Tough defense being played by Mercyhurst. The Golden Eagles trying to weather the storm. Lenny Patterson goes to the hoop. No good. Rebound is picked up by no one, and they're going to give a possession to the Mercyhurst Lakers on the jump ball.
Once again, Ian, good fight. And I see, Mark, what the Mercyhurst Lakers are starting to do now is form double-team traps on certain players. You saw that in Mike Crocker. They've done it to Lenny Patterson. Marcus Jones occasionally there, but the Golden Eagles able to find a shot. Lenny Patterson with a nice drive. Mike Kromka with some good battling down low. Unfortunately, not able to get the rebound as he lost the jump ball to the Lakers.
2 minutes remaining. Ellington has the ball for the Lakers, trying to find some space. He finds his man, and nothing happened. That ball was in the hands of number 21, Terrence Ingram. And a foul is going to be called on Calvin Edwards, it looks like. Yes, it is. That's the first foul on Calvin for this evening. 15th foul on the Golden Eagles. With 1:49 remaining. Tough defense being played, though, by Calvin Edwards. Not a bad foul to take when you're playing the good, tough defense.
No, not at all. As we talked about in the last media timeout, Ian, you don't want to give this Mercyhurst team any momentum going into halftime. That's something that the Golden Eagles are known for doing against their opponents this year. And one of the reasons why they've blown a lot of games, and the reason why where they're at as far as the standings are concerned, this is a critical 145 here for Clarion.
Ellington working against Belovich. Ellington pulls up, it's good. Hits the two-pointer, cuts that lead to 8 with 1:33 remaining in this first half. Marcus Jones gives that ball to Calvin Edwards. Calvin gives it to Aaron Johnson. Johnson back to Marcus Jones. And now Kromka, he'll pass it off. The Golden Eagles just passing the ball all over the place around the perimeter. Interesting setup right now. The Golden Eagles really not having, and a big block. Calvin Edwards had that ball thrown right back in his face, and a foul is called on Calvin. And
you see the huge block right there by went on Calvin Edwards, trying to attempt a three.
And they're
Showed some
calling
authority right there.
Are they? I believe they're calling a technical foul on Calvin Edwards here, and they are. Number 3, Jonathan Wagan is going to go to the line. He'll get 2, and then he'll get possession. Calvin Edwards very upset with the call. It was a hard foul. Coach Ron Ryder very, very upset with this call. And this is one of those things that at the end of a half, it can really turn the momentum.
Absolutely, and actually, I don't agree with this call, too. I mean, it was all, Wagan was all alone with Calvin Edwards, but I mean, it is basketball, but you can still give a hard foul here and there coming off the brink. I don't think that was that hard of a foul that forces
I think what they might be thinking
foul.
is like retaliation because Calvin was blocked. I think maybe that's what they're looking at. Tough call to make with a minute and 8 seconds remaining in this first half. Mercyhurst has the ball. Bilbo has it in his hands. No good. Rebound picked up by Mercyhurst. Another opportunity. It's no good. But man will go to the line for 2 more free throws. And second foul on Mike Kromka.
I'm sorry, and second chance opportunities again, hurting the Golden Eagles, but helping Mercyhurst. The Golden Eagles have done a very good job of contesting the shot and getting the rebound quick and only allowing 1 opportunity for a basket. That time, you've got 2 to 3 multiple opportunities, sending Bilbo to the line for 2.
Bilbo, the left-hander, shoots his free throw. It's no good. And back to that technical, it's kind of been okay. It really didn't hurt the Golden Eagles. Wagan missed one of his free throws, and now Bilbo's missed his first. So the Golden Eagles are coming out on the good end of that whole deal. Only giving up 2 points in those 2 possessions. Belovich has the ball for the Golden Eagles with under a minute to play in this first half. Evan Battle, he checked in, he has the ball. He's gonna keep the ball. He's gonna stop dribbling, so he's gotta get rid of it. Gives that ball to Belovich, who shoots a 3, it's good! Belovich shoots the ball over Bilbo, says, I'll go back to the Shire, thank you very much.
Wow, what another great shot by Corey Belovich. Again, proving why he's been inserted into the starting lineup. Another big 3 from the junior guard for Clarion.
3-point attempt for Leon, no good. Rebound picked up by Belovich. Shot clock is turned off, under 30 seconds to play in this first half. The Golden Eagles leading by 9. 16 seconds remaining, now down to 13. Belovich gives the ball to Marcus Jones. Jones trying to find some space, throws the ball up, it's no good. Rebound picked up by Battle, but it's gonna go out of bounds off Mercyhurst, I believe, and yes it is. Clarion has 4.5 seconds to get a shot up at the end of this first half. Marcus Jones will inbound. Ball goes, it's knocked out of the hands, but recovered by Corey Belovich, who puts it in. That's the end of the first half. The Golden Eagles will go into halftime with a 39-28 lead, 11 points. How's that for your keys to the game, Matt?
They've done everything right so far, Ian, but not to put a damper on this first half. It's very ironic that it's a 39-28 ballgame at the half, because last time Clarion played at Mercyhurst, January 16th, they blew a 39-28 lead with 15:48 to play in that ball game. So we'll see if the Golden Eagles now can try and fix that history.
Interesting historical fact, very ironic, I would say, that it's the same score. 39-28 is the score at the half. We're going to send it to a break. We'll be back for your second half action. You're watching Golden Eagle basketball on CU TV. The Nest. I'm Ian Hunter, Matt Cacciarello. We'll be back.